You need pink polka dotted rollerblades to keep up with the class. Keep up with the class. You need to keep up with the class, except you can't.
The December 27th, I went into the hospital. You keep a kick chart, and you should have 10 kicks, baby kicks, within an hour. And as the days went on, closer to January 10th, I wasn't feeling the kicks. I was in the general hospital and they brought me to the Civic. They delivered her. The room was full of doctors and nurses and that sort of thing. And she was whisked away right away. They basically had to resuscitate her and put chest tubes into. She had a lot of fluid on board because she was in heart failure. And I used to keep very detailed notes, and I didn't get to hold her. She was born January 10th, and I didn't get to hold her until February 6th was the first time I could hold her, because she was so unstable that any movement could have caused a catastrophe. So she was in an incubator. I could hold her hand. We put music in there and visited every day. I don't think we knew until 6 months later what a formal diagnosis was.
Some days it is difficult. Sometimes I feel stuck. But I can guarantee you there will never be a day that I give up.
When she was 18 months old, she had her first heart surgery, and she had every complication going. She had seizures, and she had a stroke, and she was really, really sick. It was a difficult time, for sure. We thought we would lose her. She was in the hospital for maybe, I think, about 6 weeks that summer, and miraculously came through that first surgery, but needed a lot of. She needed physio to get strong. Her left side was very weak.
I had a stroke, and it affected my whole left side of my body. My left hand is weaker and doesn't really work as well. And my left eyelid, my notice is like droopy, and left leg is smaller, and everything on the left side was affected by the stroke.
I've known Meghan since I was probably 2. I wanted to ask her why she was a bit shorter and looked a bit different, and as a kid, you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do it. So I was like, hey, Meghan, what's wrong? Like, what happened?
Even the innocent words of children voicing their genuine curiosity gets to me sometimes. Why are your eyes creepy? Why are you so small? What's wrong with your hand? I always force a smile and say, that's just the way I am.
I've known Meghan probably since we were about 6 years old. We met in grade 1. She explained to me that she had a heart condition, that she had open heart surgery. I didn't really actually start to understand her actual condition until we were probably, I think we were 10 years old, and she had to go for another surgery on her leg, which somehow that brought up all of the issues that she's had with Noonan syndrome. And she was talking about the surgery on her leg, and it had really nothing to do with Noonan syndrome. It's just that one leg was shorter than the other.
Noonan syndrome is a condition caused by a mutation in the genes. The main things that often occur with Noonan syndrome are heart problems and learning disabilities.
She does have a learning disability, so I would have to go to school. I'd bring my husband along as well, and sometimes fight for her rights as to get the education that she needed.
Keep up with the class that moved at such an overwhelming pace. I often wondered how much more I could take.
I was always very hesitant about accepting the help because I sometimes saw it as, you don't think I can do this? And a lot of other students in my class didn't always get why I needed the extra help.
The teachers treated her differently. They almost babied her when she didn't have to be, and that was almost negative because then she thought she couldn't do it when she actually could, and she just needed a leg up. But sometimes teachers, adults, they like to interfere. Her parents were good because they really encouraged Meghan to do stuff on her own and really become independent. Like, They had her skiing from the age of 2.
We skied as a family, downhill skied, and my husband he put Velcro on her ski mitt and Velcro on her pole so that she could use the ski pole properly because it kept falling out of her hand. So we make adaptations along the way.
She went through college, she graduated for EC. I saw what kind of challenges that had for her. I'm actually very proud of her, but I'm not really surprised. I knew Meghan could do what she's done.
Meghan herself gives me strength, and she makes me very proud.
It's very scary to think that one day, that today even, tomorrow, I don't know when I could die. It's, I don't like to dwell on that, but I don't think it's the fear of death itself. It's, am I gonna make the most of my life before then? Am I gonna be a good enough daughter or sister to my family? Am I gonna be good enough teacher for my preschoolers? Am I gonna be a good enough friend to my friends? What scares me the most is I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
You need pink polka dotted rollerblades to keep up with the class. Keep up, god damn it, just shut up. I have Noonan syndrome. No, I don't need pink polka dotted rollerblades to keep up with the class. Just let me do things at my own pace, maybe even in my own way, and I might just surpass all of your expectations of me.